You think companies like Apple, Amazon, or Google are powerful today. But imagine if one of them, instead of selling smartphones, commanded a private army of 260,000 soldiers. In the 1600s, 30 desk clerks sitting in a dimly lit London office set out merely to trade. Instead, they ended up buying an entire subcontinent, minting their own currency, and writing the bloodiest balance sheet in human history. At what point does a corporation become a state? When the British East India Company reached the shores of India, they realized a ruthless mathematical truth. Negotiating is expensive. Taking by force is free. Accountants transformed into warlords, and corporate executives became conquerors. They stopped acquiring market share and started acquiring human beings. To deliver higher dividends to their shareholders, they eliminated the competition not with innovation, but with gunpowder. In 1757, for the first time in history, a corporation held a nation hostage. They overthrew the ruler of Bengal and seized the right to collect taxes from 20 million people. That land was no longer a country. It was simply an asset on the profit and loss statements of shareholders in London. They had their own flag, their own courts, and an army twice the size of the British Empire's. Their objective was never justice. It was strictly the payment of dividends. But unbridled greed has a fatal flaw. They forced farmers to grow opium for the drug trade instead of food. In 1770, a massive famine struck Bengal. While millions of people starved to death, corporate executives continued to increase their profit payouts. But they had forgotten one simple rule: you cannot collect taxes from a dead population. The system froze. The largest corporation in the world suddenly stood on the brink of bankruptcy. The company had grown so massive that its collapse would have taken the entire British economy down with it. The British government was forced to execute history's first too-big-to-fail bailout. Today, modern megacorporations don't have private armies. They don't need them. They control your data, your communication networks, and your reality. The East India Company proved one undeniable rule. Given enough time and power, every monopoly eventually begins to act like a state. Welcome to the Prince's Ledger. Subscribe to master the ruthless nature of power. Remember, corporations do not grow to serve you, they grow to rule you.